Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
Hey there, everybody. Happy Thursday morning to y'all. This is the Magical Misery Tour podcast with me and my co-host, Neil Wood. Our guest this week, Mr. Noah Houlihan. Noah, we've known a couple of years now. Good friend. Very funny comic. You can find him. God, this is a lot of plugs. He's a busy, busy boy. He runs Plus Two Comedy. Him and his wife do the Stay Doomed podcast, where they review shows that only lasted one season and determine whether or not they should have continued or if one was just enough. He also does Cosplay Pro Wrestling. That is both a description and the actual name. Cosplay Pro Wrestling, CPW. Go check it out. This is... Without a doubt, this is probably my favorite episode. Noah is so fucking funny. Oh, the big one, the place where I know him from, runs High Note Humor at the Tap Room Bar and Grill. That is in Haddonfield, New Jersey. That is every Wednesday night. Sign-ups at 7, show at 8. Half-priced wings. The wings are so good. I had a belly full of them Wednesday night. I loved it very much. So without further ado, part 1. This is a long one. Noah had a lot to talk about. Neil, what was our final runtime on this?
218, buddy.
218. That's our longest.
So we're gonna chop this up and just do one and then the other.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna do part 1, part 2. We might tack on a little bit that, depending what happens in my personal life. Well, listen to the episode. You'll figure that out. It's a great episode. Please, at Magic Misery Tour, follow us on Facebook. Share.
Favorite singer.
Share. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, you'll be listening to the Magical Misery Tour.
I hurt myself today. I still feel I focus on.
Hello and welcome to the Magical Misery Tour, where funny people discuss life's unfunniest things. Chuckling derisively, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Neil
We
Wood.
talk about professionalism before you get and that's how you open it. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome back to another one. How you doing, Jesse? You feeling good, buddy? You all right?
Not good at all.
No, not good at all?
No.
Oh, yeah?
There are
I
good
was
things.
I was shoveling a buffalo. Yeah, I was shoveling a buffalo chicken with provolone Sammy as I was falling asleep into my mouth. So I don't know how you feel. I was, late night binge eating. Not great.
My night itself actually wasn't that bad. Me and my new girlfriend who listens to every episode. What up, boo? We went to emo night at Kung Fu Necktie.
Yeah.
And
I'm flipping her off just so she knows. I'm flipping her out. I'm not on camera, so just so
if
she
I can
knows.
reflect Neil.
Yes.
Sorry,
Hey,
babe.
no. See, I would never do that.
Sorry, babe. But it was really just like a hangout, fucking sing-along, dance-along thing. Although I had to be a little attention whore because they have a stage there.
Oh, jeez.
And My Chemical Romance starts playing. Like, I want to get the crowd into it and fucking doing everything.
Here we go.
I got a few people involved, but my girlfriend criticized me after, like, it's supposed to be girls on that box. They don't care about you. Like, I was sexier than those girls, okay?
Oh, yeah?
Took it upon yourself to be the leader
Yes.
Yes.
at emo night.
Yep.
When My Chemical Romance came on.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It worked a little bit.
God damn it, you are a guest. You will be. You will speak when you are spoken to.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. Let me go back to Jesse.
I'm just saying, when those girls, if those girls were not on that platform, I would have fucking you're a conductor, all right? And these girls weren't being like sexy, like they were just,
Love it. Even misogyny. Before we even get started, you're just like, you're not being sexy enough, bro.
they were overweight too. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And I'll cut over to you. Oh, that's perfect. Help, I'm not supposed to be on.
Our totally willing, consensual guest this week is Mr. Noah.
Houlihan. I was trying to
What's
say
up,
it together with you. We almost had it, and then you bailed. Why did you do that?
1, 2, 3.
Noah Houlihan.
Hi.
It's going good. How are you, buddy?
I'm
Happy Saturday
good.
to
I'm
you.
good. I'm super
Pleasure
excited to
see you.
be here.
Yes, we're excited to have you.
Yeah, this is so off-brand for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I was super excited to do it because I'm Mr. Positivity.
Yeah.
And like to be able to come on here and be miserable for a little bit, very rare opportunity for old
excited
Noah
for
Houlihan
Oh
here.
yeah, no, you will be leaving a slug trail of sadness on your walk out
Awesome.
of here. So I'm
Awesome.
looking forward to that personally.
Because everyone at my job thinks I'm a psycho. Because anytime something like horrible happens to me, I come in with this like huge Joker smile. Because my thought is just always like, this is insanity. I can't wait to tell people about this bullshit that happened.
Right.
So, like, the bigger the smile, my coworker's always like, "Oh, what happened?
Right.
Something really messed up must have happened for you to be smiling like that." I'm like, "Yeah,
See, I understand
gather
that.
around."
And that happens a lot as comics. Just to get into it briefly, it is something that happened in the background. I'm not sure if we talked about my stepdad at all last week. My stepdad is
No, I don't think on the actual.
All right.
No.
Well, my stepdad's in the hospital right now. He went into cardiac arrest before his surgery, and we thought maybe he'd come out of the coma, but it turns out he's brain dead, and we're going to be pulling the plug sometime soon. So that's what's happening in the background of my world right now. And taking exactly what you said,
Yeah.
I have like fucking 10 minutes already on it. The guy's not even dead yet. And I have so much material on it.
Yeah, think about the time you'll get when he's dead. Ugh.
I know.
Just the way you said,
Exactly.
already got 10 minutes. But I think it's crazy for Noah to jump. That means he's passing. So you don't have any anger. Like you go right from, there's no anger. It just goes boom to like you're already comic minding. You're like, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
so weird.
I've always been like a very positive person, and I've always been like, you know, I'm very altruistic.
Yeah.
Of kind of like, this bad thing happened to me. This will bring joy to a bunch of people. I used to say 100 bad stories make me interesting at parties.
Yeah, look at
Okay.
that.
I invented that.
No, yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, Noah Bukowski over
Yeah.
here.
That's like the encapsulation of Jesse Dram. I'm pretty sure. Like he's like, yeah. I mean, you have that joke where you're just like, yeah, if your coolness is built on the bones of your loved ones.
Yes. No, that
So it's
that came
surprised
from
you didn't go like, I love you to Noah just now.
no, that came from being in Philly comedy. More specifically, did you ever go to Cave open mic?
I've never been to the cave. No.
Cave is a lot of fun. It's run. It was a bunch of like college age kids who all got into comedy around the same time in the scene, and so they would just host like these house parties on like a Friday night. Hey guys, before you go, you know, the classmates, before you go get fucked up for the night, come over for our fucking free comedy show. You know, it's fucking cool.
Was it in like a dorm room?
It was in like student housing
love this.
off Temple campus.
Okay, I love this.
They went out of their way for production quality, though.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no,
they did.
really did. Like they had they had a fucking
Yeah, so they got an
screen
engineer.
set
They got
up.
an engineer in the back who does like video and photo and stuff. They brought in, you have screen capability, which led some people to do. Apparently, they'll do a keynote or whatever they call
Oh yeah,
it.
no. Some people are doing bits like fuck. What's his name? Drescher.
Lyle-
Lyle Drescher. Lyle Drescher. He put together like a fucking PowerPoint description for something and pretty much just worked that into a stand up, and it's funny
That's-
as fuck.
That's what they call
That's
it.
amazing.
They call it. Well, I'm going to go do a PowerPoint. So
Right.
not everyone does it, obviously, but like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I put together a PowerPoint." It's like, "Oh, cool." So you get to go watch somebody. You do more of a visual.
That's
bit.
cool. That's
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah. Like you would eat that up. You'd be really good. I'd be excited to put something.
If-
Surprised you haven't been.
If I could toss a little shade, though, I saw really cool stuff of that, and I saw some of the worst shit ever, including one, I don't want to say girl, I don't think they identified as that, but it was pretty much 5 minutes of, oh, I remember. She was dressed like a skateboard dude, and it's like, yeah, so this is the stuff I like, not accepting trans people. It's like, oh my God, like, listen, you're really not helping gay stereotypes by lobbing softballs that fucking weekly, okay?
Yeah, I was at. I just cut your mic while you put the water on.
No, I wanted people to have to pee.
Yeah.
and it's back up. Yeah, that's. God damn it, dude! Come on,
It's a hot summer day.
everyone's in detention right now. You're all in detention until you.
Mr. Wood's an asshole.
We are off the rails right now. Saturday is crazy. You guys are all going.
Look at us being fun and listenable for a change.
You guys are all going to religion class tomorrow. What do they call it? CCD? Yeah,
CCD.
There you go. I never had to
Screw those kids.
screw those kids.
Well, the priests are on that. It's okay.
Oh, there it is.
I went to Catholic school.
Right. I did
So
too.
the CCD kids would come in once a week and sit in our desks and touch our stuff. I hated them because I had this big like pencil case that had all the times tables on it, so I could
Right.
cheat on tests.
Nice.
And they used to steal all of the pens and just jam it into this one pencil case. So every time after CCD, I was like, okay, who had the pink clicky one? All right, cool.
See, I was a public school kid. Did you Catholic school kids really look down on us? Were we like civilians?
You were seen as more dangerous.
Yes, monsters.
We were.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I remember
really.
the idea of going to a public school terrified me because
Yeah.
you guys were all monsters. Like you didn't have the Lord in your heart. How could you possibly be like?
A lot of us had the Lord.
I thought it
we
was
just couldn't
more-
afford it.
I thought it was more like a prison yard. So it was like, because you can get immediately expelled in Catholic school, whereas in public school, you can't really. Like, if you have a fight and it's kind of broken up and no one saw anything that happened, it just, I mean, even if there's a rumor of a fight, or like in Catholic school, they're like, if anyone touches anyone, you're expelled immediately. So your parents are just like, if you get expelled, I'll kill you,
Right.
Yeah.
first of all. So
This is Catholic school. We are peaceful here. Please
Yes.
open to Deuteronomy. And the infant's brains were dashed against the rocks.
Yes, yes. I know. When I was in 8th grade, there was a fight where this girl slapped a guy for being like super sexual, and the kid's mom was the secretary of the school, so nobody got in trouble because they were trying to bury it, and anyone who spoke of it got detention.
Jesus.
So it was just like this thing that was like, nope, didn't exist, didn't happen.
Holy
No.
fuck, dude.
And detention was like on your knees praying for forgiveness.
Oh, you guys
don't-
had that.
Oh yeah. I have tons of insanity when it comes to that stuff.
No, they didn't. I did. There was some light hitting that the nun, because the nuns were never fully broken out of it, but it was only to the guys, and it wouldn't be like public. Like, you know, you might get like a little whap, like, and all. Like, what the fuck is wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
And yes, nuns curse apparently in my Catholic school, but yeah, some bops. But no, by then, because it was kind of mostly a rich school. By then, if you were like laying hands on kids, you were probably going to hear from a parent.
There was never like the rulers over the knuckles, or
Right,
anything
the
like that.
stereotype.
But I do know that this one kid was. You remember the box tops you had to bring in?
Yes.
Yeah, because it would raise money for that.
How the fuck
Campbell's
did that,
Super.
what the fuck was that scam?
I have no
what do
idea.
you mean? It wasn't. A
it was
scam.
never explained to me. How does this piece of cardboard equal money for the
You
school?
bought. Yeah, they've made an agreement that money spent on that cereal. Right, a portion of that will go to your school.
Yeah,
it's not
so
that fucking complicated.
if you're in a poor Catholic school,
Right.
and the post cereal will get me a new textbook, we're gonna buy that
It's
It sounds like
over some General Mills shit.
isn't it it's the
Ponzi.
child equivalent
It
of
is.
Pop Tops? My dad used to collect like beer tops, and then you get like a jacket that said Coors on it or whatever. Like it's the same thing. They just know you bought it, so you get to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like Marlboro Miles.
Yeah,
that kind
exactly.
Of shit.
Yeah.
And I think Campbell soup labels were also part
Yes,
of it.
you could do the
So
Campbell soup
this one student was ripping them up, and I watched a nun choke slam him.
Wait. Did the nun start off with the?
Just like, I guess it was just like, it was, the idea was basically she was watching this student rip up money.
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, no.
Capitalism will prevail. I like the idea that him coming home with a huge smile on his face.
Like, what happened to
What's
school
going
today?
on?
I took my first bump.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
great.
that's so
my
great.
only real nun interaction, because again, CCD, I didn't go to Catholic school, was Sister Eleanor. It was first grade. I was 7 years old, and she told me I was going to hell because I didn't do my homework.
Nice.
Yeah.
a strong
11th commandment.
So, well, at that point, you were just like, well, there's no use in being good now.
Right. Exactly.
If my sentence is already.
Yep.
She walks to the front and cuts back. You're just like tapping the arm.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, dude.
Yeah. I'm already going to hell.
Let's do heroin. Who
got
gives
the
a
hanging
shit?
judge. That's, that's what I'm doing.
I mean, but let's get back on to that because it's so in terms of how you're viewing angry things that happen to you or like shitty things that happen to you. Do you think that had to start there? Like, do you think that had any bearing on it, like Catholic school or something?
I mean,
or?
I think so. I mean, because here's a good one. we had something we called the Living Rosary.
Yes.
And basically what you had to do was we'd all go outside.
That sounds sinister.
And we would do the rosary together. You ever done the rosary?
I've done the rosary.
All right. But instead of using like a necklace, we'd all stand holding like paper circles and be like, we're on this bead. And I remember my teacher saying, it's like, you're going to be respectful out there. You're going to stand up straight. You are not going to speak.
Is this
Unless you are speaking the rosary. And anyone who doesn't will have to write out the rosary for homework over the weekend.
Is this like an SOS rocks thing? Like if we do it outside, God can see us because we're in a big
indoctrination.
thing?
It's just indoctrination.
Yeah, it's
That's all it
cult
is.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, indoctrination works. I remember when I was little thinking like when I get older, I want to get a tattoo of the rosary. And then I grew up and realized I'm not Hispanic, so that doesn't really
don't
happen.
do that. Don't do that. But the other big thing was if
We're not addressing it. We're just
no, we're moving on. We're moving on.
keep going, buddy. You're professional. Keep going.
The other big thing was, your back might hurt from standing up straight and things like that. Offer that pain up to God.
Yep.
So I went out there, and I wasn't special enough to get a bead.
Okay. Oh wow.
So I wasn't part of the.
You were the
actual
cross.
rosary.
You just had to
Yeah,
stand like this.
Just fucking holding
Also,
10-pound dumbbells.
Facing away from everyone because you're just at the front, so you're just like, yep, this is it. Yeah. Sorry. Continue, buddy.
We're out there. It was probably one of the last things we did. So it's May. We wore navy blue sweaters as part of the uniform.
Okay.
So I went out there at like noon, stood completely straight with my knees locked,
Oh.
praying, and by the end of it, passed the fuck out.
Yeah. Kids are dropping like flies out
and
there,
like,
dude.
Fucking janitors coming by with
It
a
was
rake.
a bunch of us. Like a bunch of us just like, nope.
Like 20 feet off screen, like off that like thing. I just imagine nuns, arms crossed, like eat through it. Just pray through it, kids.
Yeah, it hurts. Bless her them.
Well, it's amazing to think that like seriously, like maybe 2 decades before,
Sure.
people would have been like, it's working. He's speaking in tongues. But like after like I passed out, that like they took me home.
Give him some of the wine. Give him the wine in him.
Eat this cracker.
It's the blood of Christ.
After that, I was like, well, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
Because this happened to me in 6th grade.
Right.
So like next year, it's like we're doing the Living Rosary again. I was like, do you guys not remember what happened? And they're like, no, we're doing it again. I was like, okay.
Don't
And
you
then-
find it ironic? The Living Rosary had a lot of unconsciousness
Yeah.
involved.
So every year, like we'd get 1 or 2 Hail Marys in. I'm like, fuck it. Oh no, I gotta go home again.
You took a dive.
Yeah, I took a couple times.
Picturing like the medical nerd, like nuns, like from back war times,
yeah.
and they're running in with cards. Oh, get another one! Running in with a stretcher.
Oh,
Just
like the
like,
fucking clowns at the rodeo.
wake up, kid, wake up! Smelling salt.
He's down, guys. Pray harder.
Yeah, this almost sounds like See, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
My Catholic school was very passive. I mean, you couldn't obviously like be an asshole like me who was like actively like questioning like priests. I mean, like, so you dedicated your whole life to this, you say, like, and they're like, Neil, shut up, like, you know, that kind of thing. That obviously was not good, but like, it was pretty passive. They've never had any of that.
Yeah.
That's
My first argument with a priest, they had a pamphlet in like the vestibule telling Catholics that we need to stand up against Kevin Smith in the movie Dogma. And I gave our deacon like, it's a really good movie if
It's
you
so
haven't
funny,
seen
though.
it.
It's so funny.
Well, I haven't seen it, my son. Then how can you say it's bad?
I forgot. I forgot you're a little rascal. I forgot little Jesse is always. Well, then how could you say it's bad?
I had a pretty prominent calic as a boy.
Yeah,
so.
you did. But so these stories are already shaping you already. You're just like,
Yes.
we're dropping like flies in Catholic school.
Well, I mean, this is the story I was pretty sure I was going to tell on here, but like the story of how I lost my faith.
Oh, nice.
Because in 8th grade, I won the religion award.
Really?
Yeah. So like I was like Mr. Religion.
Okay.
And like on possible like job opportunities, priest was on the list.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like there, and I remember.
Father Houlihan
Yeah.
is so on
good-
the nose.
Yeah,
It's a
isn't
really
it?
good
I
name.
like it.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd automatically get an Irish accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes with the collar.
And whiskey.
I'm just thinking the most pious kid, like little kid with just like a gentle cross on him and just little Noah. Like, oh, that's very rude of you.
Yeah.
I'll be over here. Like, so you were just
You
on
guys should
track.
share more.
Yeah.
But I remember at graduation, they were giving out all these awards for, like attendance and math. And the one for religion came up and I won. And the kid that always got straight A's was sitting next to me and he looked at me and he went, "So is your dad the priest? Because that's the only way you'd win that award." I looked at him, I was like, that's not something someone who would win the religion award would say. That's for
I
sure.
thought you were the smart kid.
So I was like, Mr. Religion, everything was like cool. And then I got to high school and first off, learned of other religions. Like,
And then you wanted to be the best at them too.
kind of.
That's what
That's kind of what happened. Because like I always knew that there were Catholics. I didn't like not even Christians.
Sure.
Catholics
Yeah.
and Jews.
Yes,
and
right.
I was just like, Jews are just Catholics that
Right.
haven't read the rest of the book.
Right.
That is what I thought of the world.
I honestly thought I had the same thing. There were Catholics, there were Jews, and there were black people. I knew they liked Jesus, but it was a different thing.
But it was different.
Exactly. We didn't have any black Catholics in my town.
Well, yeah, because Catholics looking at Southern
Right.
religions will notice a difference immediately because Catholicism isn't as prevalent in the South.
Right. And not only that, but school didn't help me at all. I just thought all black people celebrated Kwanzaa. I really thought that.
They don't really
So
cover.
Rugrats taught you.
Yeah. They really don't cover a lot of cultural aspects in your school that you went to, which is crazy. You went to public school, so I'm surprised you didn't have friends to talk to. You're like, you celebrate Kwanzaa as well? Like,
I mean, dude, it's the same thing as this fucking podcast. Like, we try to have on diverse people, and then everybody is fucking Catholic. We end up having.
a lot of them.
We're a
Guys,
miserable folk.
This is
Yes.
this is actually my mom. So due to the circumstances, I'm gonna
yeah,
take
yeah.
this phone
Bow
call,
out.
but I'll be right back.
All right,
Neil, you got this.
Yeah, I'm all over. I'm fucking in this, dude. Catholic school kids for life.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right.
Later, buddy. So you're, so we're just at the part where you might.
Neil, I don't know how to do this without Jesse.
Oh, come on. Seriously, why
Guys,
can't
what
I?
do we do? I went to Catholic school. And after I got out and I was in high school, my grandfather passed away. And he left us like a substantial amount of money.
Okay.
But my dad is the youngest of 6.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of like people involved.
Right.
So,
I love where this is going already.
yeah.
It's money, someone's dead.
Yeah.
turned into a murder mystery.
It's got all the elements. Where am I going with it?
Right. I don't know.
Religion, ooh. So the lawyer that was in charge of my grandfather's will was a man by the name of Dennis O'Brien. Oh. And Dennis O'Brien.
Your grandfather's dead.
Yes. Your grandfather's gone. And he took all the money. And,
Oh, shit.
And like used it to buy property and then sold the property and then kept it. There was like a bunch of like shit
Tried
that
to-
happened
right.
here. So he is a criminal.
Right.
And my grandfather's death was one of the big ones that brought his scams to life. He also scammed this guy's father who passed away, and he was like a special needs. So his father died, and like that was a thing he had trouble understanding.
Yeah.
And then the bank was like, "We have to take your house away." So now he's in like a place he doesn't know. So it was all screwed up stuff.
Holy fuck.
Dennis O'Brien's wife and daughter taught at the school I went to.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That is so perfect.
So
Hey, your dad's a piece of shit. Just to let you know. Yeah, I'll answer the question. What is it? Like, just offhanded.
well, all this stuff comes to light that, Dennis O'Brien did all this horrible stuff, and the church rallies behind his family.
What?
And talks about like it's horrible the things that are being said about this man. He's getting drugged through the mud. He's part of our community
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And my sister is still going to the school.
Right.
So they're like, my sister's having panic attacks because there's all these like
People
like
who are-
contention here. On top of that, my mom works at the school in the cafeteria. So they have to like cross paths constantly. So the church decides that they are going to sponsor the O'Briens over us, to the point where there was a calendar that had like every family had a day you were supposed to pray for them.
Oh,
It's
sure.
just like it's like, all right, so
Right.
it's it's January 1st. We're gonna pray for the Abrams,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna go through. They took us off of it. So like, just to be in
This is a day of mourning.
to be in this situation where like he's in prison now, like
Right.
he was found guilty. To have the church be like, you know what, you took Dennis O'Brien and put him in prison. Fuck you. You get no prayers now. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do without your prayers?
Every Tuesday, God doesn't see you. Just remember that.
Because we decided.
Yeah, we decided. He doesn't see you because of the prayers. All right. That is fucking infuriating. Also,
Yeah.
just the idea of just, because I imagine, well, what the fuck is your mom and them doing? Just like working in the cafeteria. And then she just hears, she's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Are we like not? And everyone's like, look over there.
Yeah.
Family shaming the O'Briens. Have you heard?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, your sister's just like, Mom, what the fuck did we do? Did we beat everyone up? Or what?
Yeah.
What was the cause of it? Was there discussion in your family, like how to act? Or were they talking about it? Or were you guys just dealing?
We were kind of just dealing. I
Right.
know that there was an incident where his daughter, who I believe was a second grade teacher, yelled at my sister for something in the cafeteria. So my mom was like, do not yell at my daughter. And she was like, I am a teacher at this school and she's a student at this school. I will yell at who I need to. And my mom went, you're a piece of work and so is your father. And like,
Yeah, I love that kind of shit. I
Yeah.
love that so much. Those digs. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. And then there was some issue. We eventually ended up pulling my sister from the school and homeschooling her. because
Oh, shit.
The panic attacks were getting so bad, and like they were.
What grade was she in? Because you're going
Let's
out of
see.
elementary. You're out of high school. Or was she in high school
So
at this time?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, she was in 2nd.
Okay.
So 3rd,
you're 4 or
4th.
5 years
So she was in 5th grade by the time I was out.
Right.
Which is when I believe this all started happening.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because she was in the school in 5th grade. 6th grade, towards the end, she left. She was homeschooled in 7th grade, came back in 8th grade.
Right.
Yes, I believe that is what
So we're
happened.
talking like 10 or 8 or something like that in 5th grade, something around there.
Yeah.
And she's just got people fucking with her over some religious shit, kind of.
Yeah. It was basically like, I think, it doesn't make any sense, but I think like Dennis O'Brien was somehow like cooking the books, which doesn't make sense because it's like,
Right.
it's tax-free.
Well, yeah.
But like, we found out about a bunch of like other shit later. Like there was a Monte Carlo night where you would come and gamble, and it was a fundraiser for
Yes.
the church, and a bunch of money went missing.
Yes.
And Dennis O'Brien was in charge of that.
Yeah.
They also did a carnival every year,
Yeah.
and there was like this big wheel you could spin, and you could win like a stuffed animal and stuff
Sure.
like that. But there's also one where you could win like groceries.
Okay.
And somebody won, and all the groceries were expired. And then we slowly realized it was the food from the food drives we were doing
Jesus
for the homeless shelters.
Christ.
Yeah.
That is insane.
So to kind of like have all this stuff like showing up, and I was like,
Picturing someone yelling,
I believe.
the O'Briens have struck again.
Yeah. So like, I immediately stopped like trusting religion.
Yeah.
In general, I was like,
course.
I could believe in God. I could do that. I became a Buddhist for a while. But like, I think organized religion there's a lot of problems.
Yeah. I've said it on
Lot
here.
of
I'm not a
problems.
fan of the old organized religion at all. That's not my favorite. How you doing, buddy?
It is this is gonna become a bit where it's so weird.
Right now, it's just a reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
But eventually it'll be a joke.
It's so weird scheduling a death.
Yeah, it is very
My mom
strange.
literally just called like, "Does Monday at 1 work for you?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take 2 days off, and
You are a monster.
can we do after 5? Can we do after 5? I have a thing.
I got a thing.
I have a thing. Well, let's see, If they pull the plug and it takes about 40 minutes, yeah, I can make it to dinner at 6.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
The mundane nature of death sometimes, and the kind of the rigmarole around it, the minutia is a bummer. It can be, at least my grandma went to hospice, in which you're kind of just like, there's this unspoken thing in hospice of like, here's medication. You can give her as much as you want.
Right, exactly. They do the little winky.
They do it all the
wink,
time.
like,
yeah, I mean, Doug Stanhope talks about it with his mom's passing. They're just like,
Exactly.
yeah, here's enough to last you for 3 months, just in case, so you don't know how long they'll alive. And they're like, give her, as much as if you want, because
What you need.
yeah, do whatever you feel, to basically help the process. Plus, you don't want them dying in pain.
See,
So
well,
that's
that's like, I've seen people slowly die like that. Like my grandmother, like mostly fine until the last week. She had lung cancer for like years.
Yeah.
And she was a very Catholic woman. So when she was 79 and they said you had lung cancer, said, okay, here's your treatment options. Like, I'm fucking done.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a wrap.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Because to her, she's like, oh, I get to go see my husband and my other husband and my dad and my sister. Like, this is good.
Those two husbands are fighting. They've been
right.
fighting this whole time.
You get her.
fuck
No,
you-
you take her. But she literally said that they brought in a nutrition specialist saying, okay, since you're not going through with chemo, we wanted to give you some like health options that would prolong. And she just said like, honey, I'm dying. It is cheesesteaks the rest of the way out.
She said that. Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
exactly.
Okay.
So next week, I guess, very special episode. Jesse's going to watch somebody die for the first time.
What?
That you know of.
You've never seen
Are
something?
you going to record it for the
I know. Why are you telling
I
me?
mean, it really
This is going to be a very
This
weird
is gonna
How
be-
dedicated to the cast am I? We're gonna have a live cast Monday at 1. The final breaths of Kenny Lynch. God damn it, this is so bad. I'm actually like trailing off. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
I don't like it either.
Yeah, no one likes it. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But I mean, death
Do you
is a
want my
thing.
help
It's a-
sign?
You might
Situations like
I'll
this.
just wear
There
this.
you
I'll just
go.
pin it
Pin
to,
it to your nipples.
like a lost child.
Yeah.
Or like, don't want any more. Take in and feed. Name is Tom. You can change if you like.
Kenny, we just wish you drank less Bud Light. That's really just all it was, buddy.
Yeah,
It's a real
kinda-
bummer.
It's kind of on the nose. That is what caused
It's a real bummer.
almost all of his complications. He would have had them either way.
Sure. But it's
For,
just
for,
kinda
for,
crazy.
for the listeners, my stepdad had, I don't think we talked about this on air. He had colon cancer. He beat it. And then the moment they took him off medication, they said, you could start having like a little bit of alcohol. He went back to like a case of beer a day.
Yeah.
And just never fucking healed right. He kept having abscesses. He kept having to go in and he just fucking, it fucking
it's-
sucks.
it's not
What,
good.
what were we talking
And a
about? What did I
shitty
miss?
beer.
And a shitty beer.
No,
Yeah.
those allegiances, those hometown allegiances to like, I'm a Bud Light person. I'm like, you are terrifying.
Yeah.
You are a terrifying person because that's where your quality stops. Like
Yeah.
that's
Right.
advance in the world, please. Like try some other things. It's just
Like,
garbage.
dude, it is bad enough that my stepdad, not speaking ill of the soon to be dead, but he was an alcoholic, and he wasn't a bad alcoholic.
You can't speak ill of the dead, so you gotta get
exactly.
it in.
Yeah, that's right. But
Technically still alive, so it's fine.
Yeah. But like,
I'm gonna have to pray after this.
but it was bad enough that like to this day, if I go out to like a recycle bin in the summer and there's
Right.
a lot of beer in it, that smell, that's what my stepfather's breath always smelled like.
Yeah.
And it was just terrible. But he never beat me or anything. He just fucking ruined his marriage over it.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, a nice alcoholic. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Be better.
Well, then
Be-
again-
they expect higher of yourself. Like, that's crazy.
He specifically never hit me. This is one of my fun family stories, and I'll just drop this out.
Yeah, because we don't have a guest or anything.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
know.
This is
Your nonsense.
I'd
Hey, no,
love
you're
to
talking
hear.
a little too much. Can you keep it down over there?
I'd love to hear what a fun family story is for Jesse Dram.
It's a nightmare.
My when my stepdad proposed to my mother, I was 4, and he went and he met my dad at a bar. This is like film noir shit. It's not like he called him up like, "Yeah, meet me there." Like, no, he just knew he would be at this bar this afternoon. And he comes up, he sits down, and he says, "I have asked Nancy to marry me." And Jesse's going to live under my roof, and he's going to live under my rules, and I'm going to be dictating a lot of how he grows up. And my dad orders 2 shots and says, "We got some talking to do." And apparently they got rip-roaring drunk. And really the consensus they came to was overall like, yeah, we're mostly in agreement. If you ever lay a hand on my son, I will fucking murder you in front of your other children. My stepdad was always afraid of my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. No. That's just the pictures of your dad. I'm like, he's smiling, but there is murder behind the smile. Dude.
yeah.
100%.
I told you, he would tell me, like, the way you go to a party and you're looking for the hot girls you want to hook up with, I would go in and, like, who am I going to fuck up to?
Yeah. No, you remind,
Just
it's
blood
terrifying.
sport.
But I mean, it plays. I don't know. You've seen a lot, which I don't know in terms of bringing it like to what Noah's also. You miss a really fucking crazy series of events in which basically like fraud inside of a church, and they like blame his family.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As they're actively in the school, Catholic school, part of the church is like fucking with. They're basically like, we side with the fraud people, so you guys can go fuck yourselves.
The Cliff Notes version is when my grandfather died, the lawyer that was in charge of his will stole all the money. But because his family was more involved in the church than we were,
Fuck
the
that
the
noise.
church sided with them and took away our day of prayer. There was a day where there was supposed to...
where they pray for the dead?
No. Every family in the community got one day where everyone prayed for them, and they took ours away. Because fuck us.
Well, you remember that ancient Catholic doctrine of finders keepers.
Finders keepers, yeah,
Of course.
of course.
This is how it works out.
But that's when you lost it. That's when you were kind of like, don't trust fucking organized religion.
I don't trust any of this. And then when I was in college, I took an intro to Buddhism class, and I was like, Buddhism's pretty fucking dope.
Okay.
So I became a Buddhist for a while.
Just being 19, that is a bit of like a salmon's instinct of like, it's time for my Buddhist phase.
Right.
Well, I minored in philosophy, so I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking learn everything.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, so I was just like, let's learn absolutely every culture and things like that. So I took African American philosophy. That was super cool. But when I took Buddhism, I was like, okay, I get this.
Right.
Because I always thought, this is probably one of the weirdest sentences, I always thought the idea of heaven was terrifying.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because I was just like, what do you mean eternity?
It scares the shit out of me.
Like, fuck, no.
Right.
It's like, I like endings. Like I hate The Simpsons because it won't end.
Well, right. And it implies doing. That's what people, it escapes me that adults believe this. It implies doing. Like, wait, okay, because none of the people that talk about heaven, as it's told to me, go like, and you'll be happy forever.
Yeah.
Heaven seems to be a place in which we assume that autonomy is present. So that means you have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense because what are you doing?
That sounds exhausting.
Forever.
So the idea
that idea of heaven, I mean, what is that worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. I'm sorry.
I want you to die. I want you to go out with your fucking stepfather. Yeah. I know it's a little tough. Camera take. Hold it. There it is. Perfect. We got it. We got it clean. Good job. Loudly sipping. I warned you once, sir. God damn.
I feel like I need to flagellate myself for that one.
No, it's fine.
That was bad.
No. I don't.
So,
want you to
but I get it. They fucked over your family.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
crazy.
hard not to. How close were you with your family, like growing up?
very close. Big family. So my dad is the youngest of 6. My mom is the second oldest of 7. So lots of aunts and uncles and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
There are family members we don't talk to much anymore.
Oh no! That's the
go
thing I
away.
love about a big family is there's always like shifting alliances. Somebody's on the ins and outs.
Your family or you? In terms of the breaking.
I mean, I think I like everybody.
Yeah.
There are family members that didn't get invited to the wedding.
Gotcha.
That happens.
You got to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of the black sheep of my family because like I'm the one that like was the nerd.
Right.
Like on my dad's side, like there is a drunken football party every Sunday.
I keep forgetting.
And like I'll go on occasion, but then I'm like, everyone's hammered and I don't really watch sport.
Yeah. I keep forgetting point of reference every time we talk. I talk to Noah. I keep forgetting, like, I imagine Noah and then the rest of his family is like Boston in the 80s. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like Boston, like not the city, but I mean people from Boston. Like the rest is just like, fucking The Departed, and it's just all those people. I keep going. That's right. Noah's from fucking a town, like a townie. I forget that so that's obviously. So you're kind of like off here to the side, like I'm a Buddhist. And they're like, Jesus Christ, can we stop with your nonsense?
Well, there was also the issue of when I went to high school. I went to a performing arts high school. So I went to a Voki to learn how to act for 4 years. So I was clearly gay.
Yeah,
And
there you
nobody
go.
wanted to talk about it,
Right.
but clearly I was gay.
Right.
So, I'm not gay. I'm married to a lovely woman.
You rebelled by being straight. 'cause
Very
they
straight.
all expected it of
Very
you.
straight. But like, I have memories.
Good for you.
I did The Crucible.
Okay.
Was one of the shows I did. And we did like 5 shows of it. And I remember my dad like getting into an argument with my mom and going, what other father would go to 5 showings of The Crucible?
I kind of agree with
Yeah.
It's a little much.
But like, it's such a weird argument being like, look how fucking supportive I am
Right.
of his bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that's the starting line, of course. He's like, well, Dad, it sounds like you almost don't want me to be doing this and against everything I love. Pretty much, son. Pretty much.
Got it.
Yep.
I mean, my dad, of course, wanted me to play sports, and I went to GCIT, and the only sports that GCIT had were golf, bowling, track and field, and by that I mean cross country,
right.
swimming, and cheerleading. Really couldn't do any of those. And golf. I went out for the golf team and got cut.
Cross country always really upset me because just you'd be driving home from the school like between the ages of 15 and 18 and there's just these lanky fucking twinks glistening in the sun in a row. Like
Go over there.
Take your pick off the conveyor belt, baby. Like that's ugh.
Oh, buddy.
I don't
It's
care
okay.
what.
It'll be all right.
I was just jealous. I always wanted to
Yeah.
be skinny. Every girl I've ever liked was into skinny dudes. So fuck them.
It's going to be okay. I don't know if Noah was heavy when he was younger.
I was the fat kid.
You were the, you were the-
I was
yeah,
the-
you don't
in-
remember heavy Noah?
No.
Well, at least we saw the tail end of the heavy. Yeah,
Right,
because
well,
he's dropped
I
like,
remember you're much
well,
leaner
what do you
than
drop
you
like
are
50
now.
pounds? No, right? 40 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in 8th grade, before you knew me,
Right, before I knew you.
I was on the fatter side, but there was like a really big kid.
Right.
So if he was not there, I'd be the fat kid. It was like
Okay.
it's like the Cartman,
Right.
was it Clyde situation?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, nah, you're the fattest. It's like, but no.
Right. I was
And
third
then
fattest.
when I was a freshman, I got very sick.
Oh.
And lost a shit ton of weight. So I was out of school for like 2 weeks and came back and everyone's like, you look great. And then
What the hell did you have?
what?
What did you have?
What just like terrible flu. Yeah.
Wait, what?
I just
so
had
you
the flu.
just you
I
were
was
just
throwing up.
vomiting and just,
Yeah.
So starvation.
Yeah,
and
starvation
you got skinny.
with bulimia, and I just
God,
lost
you
all
look
this
so
weight.
good, baby.
And then when I broke up with my girlfriend, like that was when I started getting like
Okay.
a little bit chubbier.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when I got with Laura, like it was one of those things where it's like, we're both happy. Ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're like, whoa, what did we do to ourselves?
Right.
Because I remember
The apartment feel tighter.
I remember being outside of Exchange. Were you guys around for Exchange?
Wait, exchange. What is it?
What's
Wait,
exchange?
It was an open mic run by
No.
Chris McGrail and Dan Vitrano.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Dan.
And H. Foley came up to me and went, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh no, no!" So yeah, then I was like, "All right, we're getting into shape."
Yeah.
See, I'm in a new relationship right now. I am astonished I have not put on more weight. Like I haven't. I've put on. I've been fluctuating like a pound or two, but it really hasn't been bad. But
Yeah.
it's
It shows.
Fuck yeah. Nice. Me, Noah. Who
my
kn-
stepdad's dying.
I know
Be
you
nice
need to be
me.
brought down a peg.
yeah, you need to work through this. I think we're the people to do it.
No softies in this comedy scene.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
no.
that much.
But this is great. So, and also the first breakup is where it started. But how old were you when that happened? So,
So
because we've got,
I was in my life. I've had 3 serious girlfriends.
Okay.
The shortest relationship was 6 months. Like, so I was
Okay.
like, I loved committing.
yeah.
So I dated a girl from high school, and she was a grade below me, and we hit it off very, very well. And I dated her all the way through college. So in I was
Jesus.
in a long distance relationship for all 4 years of college. So just like, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I got free nights and weekends. I'll be back at midnight. Hi.
See, honestly,
How are you?
Oh my God, I hate it.
this is so mad.
Miss you. And like this is kind of like one of the reasons I got good at stand up was the connection was so bad because it was
Right, it's like early telephones.
It's early telephones. I couldn't hear her very well, but she could hear me fine.
Okay.
So I would call her at 9 o'clock and monologue for
Oh, wow.
3 hours. Just be like, so then this happened today? And then I did this, and then punchline. Ha, yeah, cool. Then
Funny.
this happened.
And you just hear the back. That's all you're hearing. It's like, what did you say?
Everybody get that funny. Thanks.
Oh,
I'll keep going.
See, that's the thing. I could see you going either way because on the one hand, you're a very nice, very friendly guy. So but I could see him being a commitment guy. I could also see you being that guy who's just like so fucking like laid back and fun and nice guy that you're just kind of like fucking a little bit of everything. I could see that in you.
I could have been that guy
Yeah.
because, like, you also got to remember, I was a theater major,
Yeah.
and so I was the one straight guy in theater, and I remember overhearing conversations of like, he's forbidden fruit.
Yes.
I just want to get my claws in him. I remember that direct quote. I just want to get my claws in him so bad. So
You could have been the too casual nice guy, like, this is great, babe. Like, no, we're having a good time, but this isn't gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
You're too good for me. Look how great you look. Come on, I gotta get out of here. I'll see you later.
I was also
Gotta make my rounds.
all the way through college a virgin because me and her were going
That's
to.
an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't see that coming. So what the fuck was going on during summers? Like, what? You're taking breaks and coming back? Are you staying? What? How are you guys not meeting?
Yeah, like we're.
Go ahead.
My best friend's mom took me out to eat because she came down to
And she
visit.
took your virginity.
And well, no, it came up that I was a virgin.
She
and
could
went,
smell it on you.
How long have you guys been dating?
Yeah.
It should have happened just like walking down the hallway at this
Right,
point.
Yeah.
So that's what we called sex for the longest time. I was like, yeah, we walked down the hallway. Yeah,
Bless
we
your
were
soul,
trying to we were saving ourselves for marriage, and then then I wrote about a bunch of comedy about being a virgin, and then we were saving myself for the jokes.
Right.
And we got to a point where like I was ring shopping. There were people that I were friends with that didn't really like her, so I was trying to mend those fences so that they could come to the wedding first. Right. And I remember on our anniversary we went to Hershey Park together. I took her out to eat, and things were like really good. And she got a text from a friend that was like, "Hey, do you want to live in New York for the summer?" And she's like, "It's a really cool adventure." And I'm like, "Yeah, that is a really cool adventure." She's like, I think I have to do it. And I was like, "Okay, cool." We did that for one summer. It was fine. The next summer came, got it again. Like, I'm going to go up there. I was like, all right, cool. I'll drive up to New York every once in a while. She was gone a week. And she texted me like, I just texted her, "Hey, like, what's up?" And she was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she's like, "I miss you." And she texted back, "I don't miss you." Is that bad?
Well, she's honest. I'll give her that, dude. She's 100% honest.
And I was like, yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
And then like we just kind of like slowly just drifted apart more.
Yeah.
And then we broke up, and I didn't tell anybody because I was like, oh, it's just fucking
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about all the rings I was gonna
Just
buy
sit in it.
and just sitting in it and sitting in it and sitting in it. To make matters worse, she had recently needed to get her own phone because her parents had decided she was not paying for it anymore. So she got on my family plan.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So
Fuck yes.
So my dad was actually paying for her phone while we're broken up, and I didn't tell anybody. So
I'm not saying your dad would say this to you, but I would be like, "Dad, just come." He's like, "Son, I know you're broken." I'm like, "Did you at least hit it?"
please.
I'm not saying your dad would say that, but you're like, "Shut up, Dad," right now.
I will say,
Can't take it.
I will say, we didn't wait for marriage.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
So
Because where was okay? I have a couple quick. But keep
I have a
going.
couple like
Yeah,
good
yeah,
stories
good.
I'll tell later.
No, yeah.
But I remember like I was just in my home because I was still living at home, and my mom was like, I haven't seen Tara. why don't you go see Tara? And like, I was in a depressive state, but I had been invited to a party. So I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling up to going to this party. And then my mom was like, where's Tara? Come on, go see Tara. And I went, we broke up. I'm going to a party. And I just left. I just like dropped the bomb. And I was like, fuck it, I'm out.
You deal with this.
I went to a party. I got crazy drunk.
Yeah.
I smoked marijuana, which was literally me going, all right, fuck it, I'll try it. Hot in the chest. Don't like it. Hot. And then I got out of the car and it was like beer. Staying with that.
Hot to the chest.
And, so I'm like,
that's what he called anal.
So I'm really drunk and my phone buzzes and it's like, and it's her.
No, of course.
And
We're at our lowest.
And she goes, hey, why did your mom call me?
Mom's like, you're not breaking up with my fucking son.
And I went, I don't know, I'm drunk.
Nice.
Threw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Blacked out.
Right.
Woke up later at the party and she had left me like a message and was like, hey, so your mom just called me and yelled at me for an hour.
Nice.
Wow.
Fucking awesome.
And I was like, I went up to my mom. I was like, did you call Tara? She's like, yeah. I was like, why? I was like, well, if you want to break up, that's fine. I really don't care. She's on our phone plan, which means she scammed my husband.
Right.
Fuck her. I was like, all right.
Oh, I love your fucking mom.
Dude, that's so good.
I was like, you know what? Hard to argue. To argue. And
I'm just thinking your dad over her shoulder being like, that's right, baby. That's right. Get him, baby. Give it that bitch.
So like a month later, she was Tara texted me. She's like, I need closure. I was like, all right, fine. I'll meet up with you at like.
I don't do that.
I met up at the diner and like we kind of talked and like.
You're a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I would have done that when I was younger because I was nicer, but like,
well,
now.
she paid, so I got pancakes.
Scoosh.
And like it was very like admirable and like, hey, you know. It was one of those things where like I was content, so I stopped growing as a person, and she was doing all this other stuff. We should have broken up. It's fine that we broke up. I'm very happy now. But afterwards, when I went home, I opened the door and just turned around and went, "Don't worry, no one's going to yell at you. Come on in." And my mom was like, "I was like, I'm kidding.
Just fucking with you, Mom."
They're going to be happy we got back together. Don't worry.
Oh,
Mom, news. She's got one in the oven. And they're just like, oh no. She's fucking shaking head. Like, oh, put her back on the phone plan, I guess. Put her back on the phone plan. Jesus Christ.
See,
He's going to need a little guy's going to need a phone too.
that actually is really terrible when you break up with a girl and get back with her, but in the interim, all your friends and family say everything they ever fucking hated about that girl. And then you get like, here she is again. Now that I know everything you hate about her.
I fucking wish. When me and Tara broke up, every single one of my friends were like, wow, you guys broke up? She was great.
Really?
Those are bad friends.
Everybody loved
those are good
this
friends.
girl.
They were trying to help him.
And like, they're like, oh, she was so cool. I was like, what the fuck do you want from me?
No, that's not a good friend.
Right.
Like, if you come in saying like, "Oh, me and so broke up," she's a dirty cunt. You're so much better. We're getting her. She shows up the next day. Hey, Rachel, we were. Oh,
yeah. Well,
like,
because
I had one more year left in college as well because I had to get my teaching degree.
Right.
And when I was living in the dorm, she had drawn the Joker on my fridge. And my roommates were like, "Don't erase that, though. That's like really fucking cool." I was like, "But it's a memory I want erased."
Right.
Like, no. We really like the Joker.
it's pretty sweet.
So
you're telling me you've never had good friends?
I think I have great friends.
Man, now. It's college friends. You know what I mean? It's a
True,
weird.
true.
I mean,
It's a weird, the college friend.
The guy who was the best man in my wedding
Oh, okay.
was my roommate in college.
So you got one goodie.
And might have gone on a date with Tara.
It's like, yeah, dude, she's real nice.
And
tell you.
that's my fault because like I always noticed that he and Tara like really clicked and were like really friendly, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. All my friends are friends, cool.
That's good.
And then like when we broke up, it dawned on me. I was like, they're probably gonna date. That's cool. And then they went on a date, and I was like, I'm irrationally angry.
Yeah.
See, I had a couple friendship like that where it was like my best friend, but I had kind of like a flirty fun with his girlfriend, which was usually just to piss him off. And me and him ended up double teaming her one night.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower.
I did not know that.
You never knew that? That was my devil's threesome.
I thought you said before that, not like this matters, so we can move on. But Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Neil Wood, and I just want to say this is where the podcast is going to break. We're going to have part 2 coming for you, dropping on Monday, and just this is such a goodie. So, but don't forget to check out everything at TV's Noah Houlihan. And you can check out all his stuff there. And of course, at Magic Misery Tour on Facebook and IamNeilWood.com for all those dates and details. Thank you so much, and check out part 2. Bye.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.